In this video, we are going to be using the product property of logarithms to expand from one log into two. So we're going to use the product property that I've highlighted here. We've already gone over the simplifying version of this in previous videos. In this video, we are going to be going the opposite directions. We are going to be going from the single log into the two logs, into the addition of two logs. So this is our expanding. So if we look at our first example, at the top of the screen I have the product property wrote down just to help us remember it. In this first example, we have log base 4 of a 3 times 2, and we are asked to expand this log using the product property. So to expand that means we want to write it as two logs. So if we look, it matches our product property where we have log base b of two things multiplied together. So we can split that up into the log of each one of those. So we now have the log of base 4 of 3 plus the log base 4 of 2. And we have expanded this logarithm. Let's look at another example. We have log base 12 of a 7 times 10. That still matches our product property, so we can write that as the addition of two logs. So we have the log base 12 of 7 plus log base 12 of 10. We have expanded that single log into the sum of two logs. Let's look at example 3. We have log base 3 of a 27 times a 16. So we can expand that by using the product property. So log base 3 of 27 plus log base 3 of 16. Let's look at another example. Here we have log base 10 of a 3 times a 7. Again, if we're asked to expand, we can expand this from one log into the sum of two different logs. So we have the log base 10 of 3 plus log base 10 of 7. Here we have log base 7 of a 21 times 2, so we can expand this into log base 7 of 21 plus log base 7 of 2. So far we've had nothing but numbers. That's not always the case. Sometimes we're just going to have variables. So let's look at an example involving variables. We still have one log here, and we are asked to expand using the product property. So we can split this up into two logs. We have the log base 3 of x plus the log base 3 of y. If you notice, it was no different using variables than it was when we had just numbers. Here we have log base 11 of 121x. It still matches the product property. It's still the log base b of two things multiplied together, so we can split that up into the log base 11 of 121 plus the log base 11 of x. Here we have log base 17 of a wz. Again, matches the product property. We have the log of some base of two things multiplied together. We can split that up into two logs. So we have log base 17 of w plus log base 17 of z. Looking at example 9, we have log base 5 of pc. We have two things multiplied together there that we're taking the log of, so we can split this up into the log base 5 of p plus log base 5 of c. And our last example, we have a log base 329 of a q times a z. Still matches our product property, so we can expand this and write it as the sum of two logs. So log base 329 of q plus log base 329 of x. And we have expanded that single log using the product property into the sum of two logs. So now hopefully we can now go both in the simplifying version, going from 2 logs into 1 using the product property, and now after watching this video you should be able to go in the other direction, going from 1 log and expanding it into the sum of 2 logs.